It started yet?
Yeah, we started.
Oh, let's start.
Let's start. Started. X-Men Apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
We're late to the party on this one because the reviews got to me. What's your excuse?
Just time.
Just busyness.
Yeah, it's
the
busy.
reviews didn't affect you.
No, I actually didn't read much review. I know
I
know the
read them.
score, but
Yeah.
I know that. But
I didn't read them, but
No,
yeah,
neither did I.
a lot of them were like poo-pooing and going,
yeah, kind of.
"Oh, they fucked it up. Everything's wrong. It's all gone wrong."
I
Like
didn't
the
read,
way
so I don't know.
the way they were saying it, I honestly I didn't want to go see it. It just was like, oh man, they must have messed up that bad.
So it's like 40 something, 50 something Rotten Tomato review.
56, I don't know, 46, and
Anyway,
that's last time.
Anyway, it's not fresh. So
But
they had to cut it off.
no, I'm just so it's not stupid sounding, but I'm so from the reviews that I saw before, I was expecting absolute garbage.
Like Batman v Superman.
Like worse. Like
Ooh.
people were comparing it to the last X3 movie, and that
Ooh,
and that I
no,
agree.
No.
Like the last X3 movie, I think we can all film
No.
out of the Marvel franchise. So like that's what I was expecting. And I did watch X3 in theaters.
I did too.
I think everyone did. Because we were expecting a finale, because they said this would be the last one of that director.
Well, the title's The Last Stand.
The Last Stand, right? So because they knew that this would be the last movie, because
Yeah.
I don't know, it was.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was expecting that level, and it totally wasn't that bad.
No.
I mean,
don't think so either.
in X3, you couldn't understand why characters were doing what they were doing, unless you think, oh well, because we need plot here. You know, like there's no reason for why these characters are going through this mess, other than mutants are bad and racism is bad and bad.
And bad editing.
And then at the very end, it's like, oh, but we're all good guys, and everyone deserves a chance.
No. Everyone's dead.
Really?
Yes.
I don't remember.
Wrong.
I don't remember everyone dying.
Phoenix killed everybody, and then she let Wolverine kill her. That's it. Everyone's dead.
Wolverine isn't dead.
Fine.
They had to make 5 more movies after that one.
No, yeah, you're right. A lot of people not dead. Beast didn't die, but the point is, Phoenix just let Wolverine kill her. Ta.
Well, yeah, because true love and all that, and like Scott was already dead anyway. Didn't he die in 3?
Yes, in the
Yeah,
very beginning.
Because no one likes Scott for some reason in the X-Men. Although there are fans of Scott in the comics. So
Other than because
Cyclops.
he's a leader.
Cyclops, yeah. But so the reason I'm talking about all the old movies is because this one follows the series of the new generation, where they're rewriting
First Class, and then what's the name
They
of the
told-
second one? The Day of Future Past.
Day of Future Past,
And then
where they're in the
Apocalypse.
60s.
Yes.
And so, like, they're totally rewriting the movie saga of the story of X-Men.
Like
so
Batman said, like Deadpool said,
Yeah.
it's confusing.
well, but no, but they're officially, like, they're saying it even in the movie. It's like, this is totally different. Like, with all that stuff you remember, like, in Days of Future Past, they bring back Wolverine, who was part of the original movies. They kind of allude to that.
So
and then they basically go, okay, that's gone now.
Yep.
This is the new world.
Yep.
And, you know, yeah, you have some of the same actors that come back and all, but it's still essentially just a brand new story that they're allowed to do whatever they want with. So this is why this is important to me, because it's like you have nothing stopping you now, right? You have no roadblocks. You don't like the only roadblocks you have are what you set up for yourself in the first two movies.
Agree.
And those first two movies, yeah, you could maybe like
I like them.
They're good. And you could say, oh, there were some problems with a few of them, with like plot wise, like how did the Mystique, like in the Days of Future Past, Stryker gets Wolverine, but it's actually not Stryker, it's Mystique. So Mystique gets Wolverine? That applies to nothing in this movie. Because they just...
No, Stryker got Wolverine.
No, but it was actually Mystique, because the eyes flash. So that
they didn't
point...
apply here.
Yeah, that point...
Stryker still have Wolverine.
Yeah, Stryker got him somehow. But I don't think that's a spoiler, because we all know that's what happens in everything.
In the last movie, yeah.
In everything.
So Wolverine is in this movie.
Because even, like, what was it, X2? They start explaining Wolverine's story about why Stryker, like the original trio of films, like Stryker did this, and then he has to fight a female version.
And then the Wolverine origin.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the movie.
So you have to adhere to Wolverine's storyline, because he's the key point in all of the series, because he's the only one that hasn't changed. Like, he's the only one that could literally go, hey, I remember the old movies. Because he's the only one that hasn't changed, because he's the one that affected everything. So he's the linchpin of X-Men right now. And the moment they get rid of him, it's just like...
They are getting
they're trying.
Because they are going to have a last Wolverine movie.
I mean, he is in this movie too, but he's more like a, hey, Wolverine's here.
Yeah.
Because we know there's people out there that's going to ask the question, where's Wolverine?
Do you think in this review do we need a structure? Because usually we don't have structure, just rambling.
Well, I'm already rambling. But
yeah,
my point in the beginning is this is a different set of stories that are being told, and I shouldn't have to go back to the original 3 films, but I am, because we're having that same kind of issue with the first 3 films happening now in this film.
What's the problem you're talking about?
There's too much to do and not enough room.
Space?
Yeah, not enough room in the building to do it.
Okay.
Maybe that's just an X-Men problem, where it's just like they can't, like, this happened in the comics, we have to do it in the comics. Is that the problem?
I don't know. I don't think that it's because they happen in the comic. You need to put that in.
Well, this is the Apocalypse Saga, which apparently was a big deal.
I like this. No, I don't.
So conflicted.
Yeah, I like piece of this movie, but I don't like this movie as a whole.
And is it because of everything, or is it because of specific things?
It's because it's because of the director.
Just the director? Why?
Because this movie reminds me X1, and they make so much mistake of. I think director's Bryan Singer. Is so many mistakes he made before, and then this movie really just shows he hasn't really be bad.
He hasn't learned.
Kinda, cause especially I say like cause I do feel after the Day of Future Past, the director has a foreign of how this movie go. What does he want to put in, and then what?
Yeah, he can do anything he wants now.
And he kind of just go back to his old way. Just he cannot. What I feel is that this movie is such his baby. Oh, I cannot take this part. I cannot take that part. No, I need to keep this in. The best example is the Quicksilver.
Yeah, that was a favorite in Days of Future Past.
So they need to keep him in.
They have another scene where he does the exact same thing.
Exactly the same thing, and totally break the emotion connection for the movie for that scene, because it's such desperate. What's the word? Desperate.
It's an action scene.
No, it's a desperate. It's the devastate. It's devastate that they got Charles Xavier,
Yeah,
they got the Professor X. It should be very emotional. Everyone should be the rock bottom of the movie. The tone.
It's the climax of the movie, basically.
Yeah, it should be a turning point. But we need to push Quicksilver in.
That's the part they put the wit in Days of Future Past. They do it in the beginning to introduce a character.
Monster, yeah.
And that's where you do that, right? To introduce a character, you show what they can do.
This is like later half of the movie.
And this is like, oh, we have to include at least one scene of Quicksilver being cool.
Yeah.
And there's so many characters. Where do you put that scene in? So I could see people.
Shouldn't put him in.
I mean, he can be in the movie, but
as I said, this is another problem from this because this you have First Class and then Future Past. So many baggage from those two. You need to put them in this movie. He cannot put that out. He cannot take it out because we need this. I don't know which one to throw away. Just put everything in, and it has very very bad editor. And we have this movie.
Well, I agree with you that there's a lot of elements that it did feel like, oh, this is a part of the movie I want to explain more in the previous movies that I didn't get a chance to. So now this is my time to do that. Because now we have the space to do that.
Oh, space.
But you don't need that.
No.
Because that's not as important as the current crisis you're undergoing.
The other thing I think they shouldn't put in this movie.
Oh. Spilling water.
Is it? Oh. Why didn't you... oh well. A little liquid leakage is fine. Anyway.
Shut up, George.
So... Another thing shouldn't be in this movie is Magneto.
What? What are you talking about? He was like a center point of the entire movie.
But the problem is we have big bad guy already. Why do we need another bad guy?
No, that's not. It's a redemption story.
He doesn't
of lots of people.
Redemption.
What are you talking about? The whole film was about him redeeming himself.
Then why don't we just focus on him?
Because
we have another bad guy.
Well, because for him, it's he is the proof that Charles, because Charles wants to save the world, Magneto wants to save his people.
No, that's Mystique.
Well, Mystique and Magneto share that same ideology.
But
that's why they
do
things together.
Magneto wants revenge. Mystique just wants to save people.
And that's another thing. In the movies, in the comics,
they did things so well in the Day of Future Past. All three had different agenda, but you can all understand and agree with them. Nah, maybe not Magneto. He's a little underdeveloped in the Day of Future Past, but you still know where he's coming. This one, for this movie, you just give him a stupid, what do you call that, the girlfriend in refrige situation.
Yeah, it was basically a family out of nowhere, and he has.
And doesn't need to kill off. And both are female, so it's the girlfriend in fridge situation. You just give that to Magneto, and he just want us to. It's very cheap way to want to relate to Magneto. I don't like that at all.
I only don't like it because of Magneto. The character has gone through that so many freaking times. Like they show Auschwitz in this film, and it's just
that itself should be powerful enough.
It's just,
we don't need another refrige.
It's just like they're trying to reinforce this idea that he tried doing Xavier's way of being at peace and all that. But they're still gonna hunt him down. But then, the scene in question, the people who killed their family,
that was a mistake.
And it's like, oh well, what's the difference, right? And it's just like, but that is a really huge difference. And it's just like, yeah, he was angry and he killed everybody anyway because he's a bad guy deep down at heart, and that's his character. Can he redeem himself because he will always truly be bad deep down inside? And it's just like that. I think that would be great if it was isolated and just focused on by itself.
I would agree with you, but the director doesn't have the ability to control.
You have to put Apocalypse in. like this is my thing. I enjoyed Apocalypse
I like it
as a villain.
Yeah.
Because like they're doing that, like every villain now has to have this air of authority, like they truly know what's going on more than anybody else does. You know, like this guy is a literal god in his own fashion, where he should be above everyone else. And a lot of the scenes they use for the trailers, where it seems like that's him doing his thing, it turns out to be red herrings. Like, it's just like, that's him attempting to do something and then not being able to do it because something got in the way. They stopped him. He saw something else he wanted to do and decided to do that instead. That happens a lot with this character Apocalypse, where it's just like, for a villain, it's just like, you have wants, right? But you have a big want. And it's like, the big want for this villain changes a lot. Like, because I want to bring something up here. Like, so everyone in this film has powers, and the powers are the most important thing in X-Men films, because that's why they're X-Men. That's why they're mutants. That's why anything matters in these movies. Now, when a new mutant is brought to the table, like when we, the audience, see a new mutant, we must be told what this mutant does, or why, or what the power is, or see it, or you know, we have to be taught what this character is, or else when suddenly the character decides to do something in order to affect the story, we're gonna go, why was he able to do that? Why didn't he just save the world? Why didn't, like, it's the where's the Avengers problem, where it's just like, why did this incident happen when you have the assets already at your disposal to maybe prevent it? Because I know you have a guy that can stop someone capable of doing this. So it's so important to know the limits of these characters and the powers that are granted to them. And you already know there's a couple characters that get away with not obeying these rules. And that's usually the hero, i.e. Xavier, Professor X. He's always the one that somehow, even though there's limits placed upon him, he will find a way to break through and do what is right and good through, you know, mind powers. And he can do the impossible. Usually. And the bad guy usually always has to do something to one up the hero or the situation. So the bad guy has to be all powerful too, so he's allowed to break the rules sometimes when it comes to powers.
But the problem is the guy you're talking about is the bad guy here.
Apocalypse. No, but I'm explaining, like, there's rules you have to set for mutants, right?
Yeah.
But there's 3 people who don't have to follow the rules, and that's the hero, that's the villain, and then that's Jean Grey.
Why do we want to bring Jean Grey out that early? I want to put her in later.
I'm just trying to explain, like,
or you
have to have levels. You have to, like, we all know the original X-Men. We all know their powers. You don't have to explain those to us. That's fine. But then you introduce new X-Men. We don't know their powers. Like, we know Storm's powers, because she's an X-Men from previous stuff, from the first X-Men movies. We know who she is. We know what she does. We don't need explanation. But then you got Psylocke. We've never seen Psylocke in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
And if we have, we're talking about new people that have just come in to watch X-Men. They have no fucking idea who this person is. She has laser swords. Okay, is that her power? Laser swords? Is that it? Because that's all you see. And then
suppose you have some kind of psychopathic power too.
She's very more detailed in other things.
Supposedly is how she know there's some other power people other than she is working more versatile.
But there's no title card of her where you're like, okay, no. This is her past. This is what you have to
title card, like the animation.
Right? But even if that's cheap, you at least know what this character does now, and now you can't go, why did she do that? Is that her thing? I don't know. I guess I could go read the comics, but
so you want to bring out the worst horseman here? The angel?
Well,
what's her power? What's his power?
Yeah, he is a guy. His power was his wings. I thought he was in the other movies. I thought they introduced
he was
him.
in X3.
Was he in X3?
Yes, the last time that he was in the Alcatraz Island. He's one got the experiment on.
I thought that was a different person, like Magneto.
Well, of course, they're a different person, but we had Angel before.
Okay. Well, in this one, like, Angel has wings, and when he's upgraded, he has better wings, and that's it.
Yeah.
Which maybe that's what it was.
Angel is such popular character before. I cannot believe he's just wasting like that. They really don't like Angel character, do they? Because in the X3, Angel's wasted. Here, and you waste again.
I mean, all the horsemen, the people that guard
following Apocalypse.
They don't do anything the entire movie. They fight at the very end.
Oh yeah, even Magneto not doing anything either.
I mean, he does more story-wise, like character-wise, but the other characters literally, like, they get an intro, you get to see their powers.
And fight?
You get to see them upgrade, and then they stand around the rest of the movie. And it's like, those characters are the most important ones you would want to kind of learn about, because they're working for the bad guy.
Yep.
Why? Like, what? It becomes very important for the ending of the movie, and that's spoilers, so I won't talk about it. But it makes so much more sense when you know why they do what they do. You know, like,
yeah, I totally don't know why Psylocke did what she does at all. She has no introduction. She just come in because she
had a kind of introduction.
That's not real introduction.
She's a mercenary.
That's it.
That's fine. I'm
it's
fine with
fine.
that. She's
one horseman.
What I'm not fine with is, what does she want? They never
explain
show
what she wants.
Yeah, they never say what she actually wants.
We don't even know what Angel wants. He just
wants to be left alone. He's like a drunk, you know. Like, I could get away. I can let that be. It's only when they're just used as typical henchmen, and there's no
such a waste. Just typical henchmen. Especially they are all big-name mutants. Because originally in the comics, like Venom and the other, the all four are not real, not big-name mutants in the comic book. They were just probably just come out and he found 4 people to work for him. Other than Angel, of course. Angel's only one is big man, and then helping apart because he had problem of his wings had upgrade. But all other 3 are not.
Yeah, he just talks nice to them, and they just go, okay.
But here, all 4 of them are big name, and he just.
So you're talking that Magneto shouldn't have been in this film, because I want to focus on that.
Or do that, or focus on. Need to have better treatment. This is not the treatment we should have.
Because in the other X-Men films that are considered good, it's always Xavier versus Magneto.
But we have Apocalypse.
I know Apocalypse is the key to all of this, because you have to have Apocalypse, because this is the Apocalypse storyline, and people are gonna hang you if you don't have Apocalypse in the movie.
Yeah, so don't put Magneto in.
But they need him. Because you can't.
That's the baggage from previous movie. We don't need that.
You can't have a movie, or you can't have X-Men without Charles and his friend having a mental battle of policy of mutants. Because that's the point of X-Men.
But that's not the point of Apocalypse.
But it's not about Apocalypse.
They're trying to make Apocalypse has some. A cultural influence, some politics inside some, because they try to relate to the Whigs leading the using the system, use the military power to have a government to control the Whig, trying to have like eliminate niche bullshit of the Wolverine thing.
Well, here's my problem. It's like they had the beginnings of something that could have been good. You know, like in Winter Soldier, it's the explanation is, you know, the Nazis tried taking over forcibly and that failed. So we'll do it the easier way.
That's beautiful.
We'll let people accept us, and then we'll control them.
So what do we have here?
In this case, it's when he was like powerful, everybody was still a barbarian of some type. You know, there wasn't mass culture. There wasn't.
He taught everybody what it is.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
He could control everyone. You know, no one could stop him because it was a brutal world. And you know, these people did eventually stop him
because he's being greedy. He always wants to try to transport his mind to another body.
Here's another thing. I would love if they could have, like, I don't know, snuck a little bit of exposition like into the beginning of this movie, where it's like these people that are trying to stop him. Couldn't they be like prehistoric or not pre? Yeah, it's kind of prehistory.
But
prehistoric X-Men in a way where they're against this type of idealism.
Well, yeah, it sounds fun.
But instead, we're just like, no, the humans just think that this guy's not the real Raw, and so that's why
a false god.
He's a false god, and we should deal with him.
Yeah,
and it's just like, wouldn't it be cooler if it was like, this is just a battle that's happened since the dawn of time, and it's just never gonna fucking stop? Where it's just like, there's other mutants that they see his point of view, like say Magneto sees Apocalypse's point of view, that humans can never be trusted because they'll always come and fuck up your day unless you control them. But you can't do the Nazi thing about it. Because like in this case, it's like Magneto was with him until Apocalypse just started killing people just to kill them because they were in his way. You know, it's just like, and then at the very last second, it's just like, okay, I'm going to change sides. It works better if you force that point that you've already established in the beginning of the movie and just make that the theme of the movie, right?
So I totally agree with that. If they have central thing, and if they can eclipse to the time periods, because they do pretty good in the previous two movies, eclipse the event in that time, like
Nixon, Vietnam War,
and the
Cuban crisis.
The missile crisis,
and
then in the future past, you do have the feeling of the civil war movement.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty good, very intact to the thing. They can do that in the 80s. So how they connect to the 80s feeling? Well,
there's a lot of music. There's a lot of
that's very
culture,
very superficial.
Yeah,
very surface. They need to be a good, better, deep connection to the 80s. Like the phenomenon 80s. Reaganism.
Reaganomics.
The
Cold War almost heating up again, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But this is the year where like the Berlin Wall fell and shit like that. No,
it's 90.
Well, it's getting to that era though, where like everyone's like the nuclear missile crisis. The way they deal with it in this movie is he sends all the missiles off, and
so no more weapons.
There's no more. Here's my thinking about that though. It's like Apocalypse. We see in the beginning of the film, he gets a body that can regenerate, basically Wolverine style.
That's his power.
That's his new power.
It's not new. It's just his power.
No, George. He was very old.
You're right.
And that's why he needed his 4 warriors to protect him while he was transferring into the new body.
The new body has the Wolverine power. Yes, you're right.
And so...
so he transferred the new body has the Wolverine power. Yes.
Yeah, so, like... I was thinking, it's like, why does he give a shit about nuclear bombs? Like, I know it could obliterate him to particles, but I honestly believe if Wolverine got hit with a nuclear bomb,
he still died.
Is that true? He would still die?
I
would think even if there's a little piece of him left, somehow he's able to just regurgitate.
I don't think it's that unlimited.
I know Deadpool can do that.
No, he can't do that either. That's too.
I thought someone could do that. I thought, like, as long as there's a little piece of him left, there's no way you can kill them.
Nah, Yes, we need some X-Men expert.
Well, I'm just saying. It's just like I would think he wouldn't care about nuclear bombs because he's Apocalypse, or he would use them.
But that is more like an act to show what can he do. He can control.
Well, didn't
everybody.
he use Xavier to basically cause that scene to happen? Because it wasn't him.
That's true.
It wasn't him doing that. Because he doesn't have that power. Otherwise, he would have just done that the moment he woke up. Well, no, like, well, okay. So I brought up about the rules of explaining mutants' powers. And
Yeah,
I said
because
the people that aren't allowed or are allowed to break these rules are the heroes, the villains, and Jean Grey. Well, the villain in this case, he needs more explanation on his powers, and they totally forgot to do that. They let you see what he could do, but there was no like what can't he do?
Yeah, what he cannot do. Okay,
Because you know Professor X, you know what he can do, but you know what he doesn't do because he has morals. Well, Apocalypse doesn't have morals. So what's stopping him from just curb stomping every city known to man?
So what you say is we really don't know what his agenda is, other than he want to control the world.
Well, we know his problem is his agenda changes a lot because he starts learning new stuff all throughout the movie, and it completely derails his other plan, which kind of sucks. Because he has a straightforward idea. Like, he collects his 4 horsemen. They're with him. They're willing to kill people. They're willing to destroy cities. They're letting him destroy Egypt. Most of these people, I would imagine, like, I would think Storm would have a little bit of an issue with her home
especially she's living
being
in a
blown
family.
up.
Yeah, she's living in a family, so she totally abandoned her family.
She doesn't give a fuck anymore.
I don't know, because she kind of was like sister for a bunch of kids. So
yeah, they don't even
throw
play
away.
that, right? So like,
and she just didn't care, and then she just joined X-Men in the end. So.
well, at the end she's like, "Oh, that's my hero, Mystique."
Yeah, well,
and they established that, but
Kinda.
it's kind of like, okay, that technically is okay, but it still doesn't explain why she just turncoated that quickly. Yeah, twice.
I agree.
And you could say, oh, it was Apocalypse. One of Apocalypse's powers is controlling people's emotions and using that to control them in a way.
And it's like,
explain that, because no time is Apocalypse ever explain what he can do. You can see him like blast shit with sand, so you assume one of his powers
sand power.
Stole from other people is sand powers. He can also enhance people. Yeah. So he's a giant battery, basically, to X-Men. Mm-hmm. He can fly? No, he can't fly. He can fly? Yes. Okay. He can teleport. He can teleport. He has an energy shield.
He can or cannot mind control. I don't know, because he seems to only go mind control when he can use Xavier's power.
When he mind grasps Xavier, he's basically using him like a puppet. So is that a power he has?
Yeah, he has a mind power.
As long as he connects with a mutant, he can use them. And is that what is happening to the Horsemen? Like, they don't actually want to work with him, but because
they all want to work with him.
Well, yeah, because he wants you to believe that he's on your side. That's the nature of a villain. And then at the very end, you learn, no, he doesn't give a shit about you. He just wants to control the world. Because essentially that's what he wants to do, right? He wants... so, spoilers is, at the end of the movie, he grabs Xavier and he's going to transport his body, or his consciousness or whatever, into Xavier, become Xavier, and I guess his original power, like, this is what he was as a mutant.
Telepathy. He can lift things.
No. I think what his power was originally was he could transfer into another person and then take that person's power. Like, that was his power. He was basically Rogue, basically.
But Rogue suck power instead of transfer power to other people's body.
So in this case, he
never explain.
That's my point. We need levels. If that's what's happening, and you can go read the comics, I'm like, this you're not going to hand me a comic when I'm entering this film and tell me read this before you go in to get the nuance of the character. It's like, that's not how that works.
And then that leads the biggest problem of the movie, or more like the most big problem of the ending, Jean Grey.
Well, Jean Grey has always been a problem in anything. Even in the comics, she's a problem. Because at any time they need that final gunshot where it's like, well, we've already destroyed the world. We've already killed all the main characters. We've already brought them all back. We've already destroyed the universe once and brought it back. What can we do that's bigger than all of that and still represents X-Men? Oh, well, one of the characters who is basically Professor X is actually a demoness goddess of unbeknownst power, and at any moment she could just wipe out existence.
Yeah.
And it's like, that sounds bad. When are we going to use that? Every fucking time we can.
What's becoming good?
Because that's essentially what she is.
Okay, that didn't happen in X1, but happened in X2?
Yes,
they have
at the very end, to save her friend, she becomes the Phoenix. And then in 3, she is the Phoenix. And they have to stop her. Or something. That movie is fuzzy in my head because it's Magneto
trying to work with Phoenix.
It's Phoenix. It's others. It's the government, like the big bad government. One thing I do like about this movie is the government is fucking useless.
But
exactly,
it shouldn't be, because what I mean is,
if
you are going to be more deeper in politics or something, the government and the public should be some kind of metaphorical of because you have 80s big government from the Reagan era.
Yeah.
So should be some kind of metaphorical connection, something like that, so that you make more nuance for the movie, but it didn't happen.
Or not even metaphorically. Like, have a news, like a background television saying Soviet Union, U.S. for the first time in many years are talking to each other, wondering what the fuck's going on because all their arsenal just got shot into space by mutants. What are we supposed to fucking do now? Like, we're not gonna worry.
Watchmen. Oh, how nice!
Right? Like,
be better Watchmen movie. Give me that. I want better Watchmen movie.
But the point is politics have to take us a stop now. Because now there's a bigger... Like, the only thing we see the government do in this movie is sit around, look at their iPads, and go, whatever. They're screens. They're military...
That's monitors.
Military bullshit. And they're sitting there going, we're fucked. We're fucked.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Fucked. We're all fucked. And it's like... This should be the moment in time where the entire world collectively goes... Hey, I guess we should all work together on this one, right? Because it sounds like shit's going wrong in the middle of the earth.
But no.
And nothing happens.
And his students need to solve this.
Yeah, literally just 5 students out of the entire school. The rest of them are too young to do anything, apparently. And they're left on the lawn of the school.
Then bring me the, Jubilee. Why you are here?
Because she has to be. Because
she doesn't even show her power.
That's true.
Not once.
That's true.
Why is she here?
Candy for the audience. Literal, just like, hey, that's Jubilee.
That's it.
All the other characters, you know who they are because they're important to the plot. But Jubilee is there to be Jubilee. That's it. Like, not even for fun. Like, she does fireworks just for random.
She didn't do fireworks.
I know. In the comics, she just does that shit to show off her powers.
Right? In cartoon.
In this movie, not one damn
She was
firework.
just a woman psychic, or how? Okay, in the original X-Men animation, she's the one. Aren't we supposed to identify with? We follow her because
she's the weakest X-Men or whatever.
Yeah,
and so like we're looking through her eyes, going, so this is what it's like to be the underdog.
But we don't need that now. So we don't even need Jubilee here. She's not even using anybody. She's not even in the fight.
She's not even part of the group.
Yeah. She's not even in the final.
She went to go watch Star Wars.
That is actually funny.
That's it. That's all she does is watch Star Wars. And
what's wrong with that?
And you don't even. She doesn't even get a line when the mansion's blown up.
Yeah.
She's utterly forgotten after that. She doesn't join. So she goes to watch the movie with them, and then Nightcrawler, Scott.
Oh, that was cute.
Cyclops, yeah, they always do well with Nightcrawler because
really, I didn't watch H2, so is X2.
Yeah, he was good in that one too. Yeah, it's very hard to fuck up that character because he's so very specific of what you need, or else you're gonna ruin the character.
I like the outfit of Nightcrawler on this one. It's just trying to have the Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
the jacket is the.
Well, they're trying to do his original costume, but make it not so stupid.
And it looks so good.
And,
it's so good.
And it does work.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Nightcrawler, you just make him German or Polish. I forget.
Christian.
Very religious. And he's a goofball.
Yeah.
And he does the poof poof.
Yeah.
Do all that,
fun.
You're
it's
good.
Fun.
Oh, and he has to be blue and have a tail. Boom.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah.
You know, that's all you need. It's not a hard character to do.
At least they didn't fuck him up.
It's hard. It's really, really hard to fuck him up unless you have no fucking idea what you're doing.
Yeah.
So, like,
or you put all the movies about him, then it will be a problem.
Maybe I could if they go to his darker roots, like finding about his mom is
Mystique. I don't think they'll happen here. That's
they
not going to
should
happen.
Because those are the juiciest stories in X-Men, right? The one where it's just like he's trying to figure out who he is and what, and like he's the one that gets the cans thrown at him because he's a literal demon, right? Yeah. And people, lots of religious crazies out there. So he's religious. So like there's so much juicy story there. There's so much juicy drama that we could all watch. But yeah, do I have confidence that anyone would make a movie that good? Probably not. They would probably do some kiddie show version and not even bring up the religious thing.
Anyway, where were we? Well, we are talking on that corner. It's me, right? I'm the one off topic.
It's okay.
No, I start with the Jubilee. Yeah, Jubilee.
Jubilee. But it's like.
And then can we talk about Cyclops?
What about you? Didn't know? There's two camps of people. There's people who hate Cyclops, and there's people who. Cyclops is okay, but he's not my favorite. Like literally, and then there's some people that do like him, but I don't know. They don't come out.
How about
as
these
much.
Cyclops?
How
about these Cyclops?
He's a kid. They're all kids. Like this Jean Grey is okay. It's a younger Jean Grey, and they don't know what they're doing. Every character shares this. Like even Nightcrawler, it's a young Nightcrawler. He hasn't perfected what he's doing.
Okay. Here is like 3 Cyclops in the movie. One, he doesn't know his power, and he's kind of weak and he's kind of nerdy in the very beginning. And then when he is in the school, he's a douche. Oh, we can go out, we can get out of school, we'll get outside and steal a car.
Oh,
what?
That's his character.
And then my brother's dead.
Yeah.
So 3 Cyclops. Pick one. Which one you like the most?
I mean, that's kind of.
I don't know why he ran this character has 3. I don't get it.
In the comics, I feel like he's worse. I feel like he makes rash decisions based on his judgment. In this case, being his emotions. He's like he's the leader of the group, but he's very passionate about things that you would think, well, shouldn't you not be passionate about that? Shouldn't you fight for the greater good? Shouldn't you be more stoic? And it's just like, no.
but you know what's the problem? He's being a douche. The second Scar was talking about, he was writing in that way only because they need to go see Star Wars: The Return of Jedi. There's no other purpose than that.
Well, no, they were going to a mall.
Oh yeah, and watch the movie.
Yeah,
just bring some 80s back, baby.
Well, yeah, we gotta get into the 80s. We gotta make jokes about the time.
Even if they were in the mansion, Quicksilver still saved them. And then the whole thing, they went to mall and move and watch Return to Jedi has no other meaning.
Well,
and then they make the Scott being a douche character for a second. What?
It's supposed
Who
to be
fucking wrote this?
It's supposed to be character development.
No.
Yes.
No, I mean they didn't do anything like. Didn't develop any character.
They just didn't focus on it. That's the biggest issue. It was a throwaway joke.
It is just a throwaway.
which, you know, like, I don't hate it, and I don't think it's a big deal, but
No, but
it's something that if you're gonna put it in, you gotta know why you're putting it in, and it felt like they just were like, well, we can't take this out because this is a pivotal scene where these characters are bonding, and if they don't bond now, people are gonna say, why are they working together later in the film when they're, you know, infiltrating the base and stuff like that.
3 students was out of for watching the movie. Those folks were bonding. Scott and Jin were bond before that already.
Yeah.
Jubilee, she's not even in the fight. We don't need her to be bond.
Well,
Nightcrawler, he's
they
the good boy. Don't need to bond either. He will do those whatever. So this says no character.
He's so naive that we don't even need character development with him. You know, Nightcrawler will just go ahead with it.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
And that's a problem with Nightcrawler. That people just get, oh, well, he's the lovable dog sort. Like, we don't actually have to explain why he wants to do it. He would just do it because he's a good Christian, and he wouldn't question any of this. It's just like, I'd question a little. Like, I barely know who these, like, he's used for comedic effect in this film.
A little.
Too much. Like, he's more a dramatic character, I feel. Like, he can be silly, but the reason he's silly is because he's hiding pain, because he's been, like, the markings on his face. Like, I read the backstory of Nightcrawler because I liked Nightcrawler as a kid, and it's like, those are his religious, like, community tore that into his flesh as a reminder that he's a fucking demon to them.
Did we get that?
No, we get a Fight Club scene where
with Angel, because Angel have to fight Steve-O, right?
Yeah, it's very symbolic. And then they do it later in the movie, and then it's not even a fight, and it kind of shines a light on the, why did you want to make that a connection? Because, like, those two don't make a dramatic anything.
No,
like, because
they just fly and poof poof poof, fly poof poof poof, fly
and
poof,
then,
poof,
and then Angel dies.
Yeah, for some fucking reason that I thought you can fly away and save yourself. But
He decided to stare at the ground while the plane crashed, and he died.
So Cyclops, she cannot fly. She survived.
Well, she used her laser sword on the building and knocked herself out.
Why can't the Angel just flip over and break the window and just fly away?
Well, he could have, but then you wouldn't have the cool line of Apocalypse going, useless assholes, or whatever.
Oh yeah, he did say that.
So it's just like, you're basically saying this character is completely disposable, and why did we even try to
Yeah,
pay
why do you
attention?
even want to find horsemen in the first place? I thought that you need to trust them, and then
the horsemen should be your
loyal god.
Your
How about
plan
that?
B when your plan doesn't work,
Yeah.
right? Because that's what happened in the beginning of the film. His plan was, okay, I'm going to transfer bodies now, and it'll all be good, and then we'll just go take over the world. And then rebellion happened, and his bodyguards, the 4 horsemen, protected him. Yeah, they all died, but they still did their job. They protected his ass. He would have been dead because he wasn't regenerative yet.
I agree. Because in that line, the user just brought the character because he's supposed so admired, so the horsemen were loyal to him.
Yeah, they'll die for him.
None of the horsemen here
are loyal.
In the modern time are loyal.
We're talking about Storm,
totally not
who
loyal.
you know is a good guy, so you know she will betray him at some point. So I don't know why they made her a horseman. Was she a horseman in the original comics?
I told you, all three horsemen are not just nobody, and
At
the
least
only one important is Archangel.
At least Magneto, you could go, okay, I could see why.
Kinda.
Because he's a villain-esque. You know, like, he's left sour tastes in people's mouths, and so I could see him going, for a split second, yeah, I'll work with this psychopath just to get what I need done. Because that's what Magneto does in everything. He's like, I'll kill a few people, but I want to do my thing at the very end. So I'll betray you when that happens.
I originally thought this movie will be like, he betrayed Apollo and defeat her, and then the Magneto will be the man bad guy. It didn't happen here.
Because that's what happened in
the future
past.
It happened again already, so yeah.
Because he used it as a like
but
a
that makes
point.
sense.
Yeah.
Not here.
Well, in this one, it's so we were talking about Jean Grey, and it's because she becomes Phoenix. She doesn't become Phoenix, but she releases the Phoenix. Yeah, and that's the first taste of, this is her true power. This is who she really is.
The Deus Ex Machina comes in.
I wouldn't call it... Well,
she is a Deus Ex Machina.
Jean Grey is Deus Ex Machina. If you can't kill something because you made it too strong, like everyone else sucks compared to this thing you created, Jean Grey will. Yeah. Jean Grey is
exactly
the
what
weakness.
happened here. Because Apollo's... Okay, I really wish they have a scene like Apollo actually fight with Jean Grey and have equal footing or something. Yes. But no, it didn't happen.
Here's another big problem. I came into this movie thinking, there's just going to be too much fighting and not enough dialogue.
Oh, no.
And not enough character development.
Quite contrary.
It's actually the opposite.
Yeah, right?
There's not enough fighting. There's
fighting sucks, too. Who's their editor here?
There's no choreography. Like, there's people jumping, and there's people doing the look, I'm pulling my sword out of my hand, or there's, like, buildings blowing up. But there's no, like, for real, like, I'm coming down, I'm going... Like, there's a few punches. Like, Quicksilver gets a few punches in.
And then Beast few punches.
And Professor X gets a few punches in.
That's good.
In the mind world.
That's the only good part of this movie.
And then they try to have Beast fight, but Beast is such a clunky character that he doesn't look like he's fighting. He looks like he's falling over all the fucking time. And, like, he's throwing cars. It's like, do you think cars are gonna hurt these people? He's been destroying cars this entire fucking time. That's the problem.
Apollo is too powerful, yet you
can throw a car at you.
So, no other X-Men can defeat him. So, they have to bring Jean Grey in.
But the way they do it...
So cheap.
No, the way they do it, it's not even a real fight. It's not Apocalypse kicked everyone's ass... and everyone's about to die, and now Jean Grey has to unleash her inner demons to save everyone. It's not that. It's everyone's doing their thing to him, and Apocalypse is just kind of like, he's in two places. He's in two places at once, but he's not kicking anyone's ass. Like, he kicked Quicksilver's ass.
Well, yeah.
And he kicked Cyclops' ass.
He kicked Professor's ass, too.
In the dream world.
Yeah.
But I don't consider that counting. Like, yeah,
he can kill him there.
Yeah, but my point is like, we're talking about fighting. Like, all the X-Men are fighting Apocalypse now. But you have Magneto hitting them with metal. And so that's the primary force that Apocalypse gives a shit about, because he doesn't seem to care about anyone else pecking at him. No. Just that Magneto is trying to kill him.
Cyclops
gets a few hits in, but he kind of takes care of him pretty easily. Yeah. And then, so the only way to win this war is if Jean Grey kills him.
In fact, that's the other way. Like, Magneto can control Earth now, supposedly, because he got
he has his power. He has his real powers unlocked now, so he can literally do the things he could do in the original X-Men.
I think he could do that even. We're talking moving the bridge.
The bridge, yeah.
But he could do it before already. He could.
I mean, he could lift. He lifted the stadium.
He can move Earth. Because he can connect he can reach his power to the Earth's core.
Well,
he can even do more things.
He was actually using the magnetic field of the Earth to do shit. And that was like, okay, that's next level now. It's like, so now is that what he can do?
More destructive power? Supposedly he can basically make...
Can he use that to his advantage if he wants to do
earthquake? Can he use earthquakes kill?
Because he destroyed like all the coastal cities. Of the world.
Like ease, right?
Yeah, he Brooklyn got fucked over because the bridge got snapped in half.
Yeah.
And I think they were alluding to 3 when
that's Golden Gate Bridge.
I know, but the whole bridge breaking apart. Nah. But my point is just like, now that these and Storm becomes Storm, like beforehand she wasn't that way, and then Apocalypse basically made her Storm.
Yeah.
So in the original comics, I don't.
No. She's totally not connect with the. What
it just seems too easy, right? It's like Storm had a lot of horrors and past, and she became Storm because of all this baggage she has, and she needs redemption.
So she got the what's
in this movie
the claustrophobia.
Claustrophobia,
and because she was like under the debris, and she got that, and then she released her to get herself out, but she has claustrophobia at the same time.
Okay,
so I remember.
None of that matters with this character, because all we learn is she can control storms.
Weather. Yeah.
And now she's upgraded, and now she's Storm. That's it. And then she decides, okay, the person I idolize is working with X-Men. I guess I'll be an X-Men. And the only reason she's even part of the group is because the other movies require a Storm. We need Storm. We need her. She was in the other movies. We can't just ignore her now. It's just like you didn't do enough with her, though.
As I say, baggage from movies before is really slow.
Well, you're dealing with time. You're dealing with time travel. It's like in the Days of Future Past, they show Wolverine coming back to the future that was, and everything's back to normal. And you have the original cast back, and you have like everyone's happy and life's great, and it's like
it's not this different timeline. So,
but they're alluding that whatever they did in that time period continued.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning Apocalypse will happen because it has to happen, because otherwise that future doesn't happen.
Maybe it's like
that's what I'm saying.
Maybe it's Dragon Ball Z. The thinking it's you change the time, one part of timeline. The timeline itself did not change. Blah, blah, blah.
So Dragon Ball Z, by that logic, the bad future still happened. So Wolverine will still exist from that future.
Oh, whatever. Don't talk
but
about
the new
time.
future still has to happen.
It just caused too much trouble.
But this is a prime example of why time travel is such a pain in the ass to deal with, story-wise. Because the moment people go, well, what happened to that person? It's like, oh, shit, I gotta add that person. I forgot about that person. Shit. Okay, we'll just add him. Well, what about this person? That person was doing that. And it's like, fuck. So, okay, he did this. Okay, can I tell my story now? I'm talking about this. It's like, of course it's gonna seem added and rushed.
Let's go back talking about fight scene.
Okay, the final battle in a way.
Yeah, the only
because there's no action unless you're talking about explosions and buildings exploding. CGI effects. If you're talking about that, that's all throughout the movie.
Bad, but that's another.
I don't care about that.
I mean, bad is because noticeable.
Well, yeah, obviously. Egypt doesn't get destroyed. They don't.
No, I don't mean that. Of course, you can tell that's Egypt, but you can. But like the lighting, that when they stand on the mountain of the part besides Cairo or somewhere, they look.
It's Arizona.
And then the lighting is what the lighting looks so fake.
Because it's CGI world we're looking at.
Everywhere's. Okay, don't talk about that. It's horrible.
You just have the inner workings of 3D in your head.
Yeah, and but the fight scene. That's why they really need to learn something from what Marvel universe built, because Marvel the cinema universe, they fight is very grounded. It's not flying around kicking ass ish, especially Civil War.
Each hit has a meaning. It feels.
Yeah, and then as you just say, the fighting choreography.
Choreography.
It's very
guy punches, falls down, gets up,
you
comes
see
back.
none of that in this movie.
It happens like 2 times. Quicksilver punches him, and then Xavier kicks his ass in the dream world. And it's like, those are cool scenes. They last for like 3 seconds, and that's the most action you get. And it's always Apocalypse getting his ass handed to him. And so if you're talking about Apocalypse, who's supposed to be a badass motherfucker, seeing his ass fly around the fucking landscape like he's a puppet, doesn't really ground. Like, yeah, eventually he stops him and goes, "I'm a badass," but it's like that initial, like, shouldn't, like, as soon as he throws the punch at him, it just breaks his fucking hand, and it's like, that's how you know you don't fuck with a guy named Apocalypse.
Yeah, or just decapitate Quicksilver.
Well, I don't need a death, but or break.
Or just
break his legs.
His arm
yeah,
off.
Like,
he could do that.
Yeah, break his legs like he did. You know,
he didn't break. He just
broke one leg. That's why he has a
pulled
cast.
the bones. He didn't just pull it off.
Oh, you wanted to like decapitate his arm off?
Yeah.
And then you wouldn't have Quicksilver anymore. You'd have.
That's okay. The Beast was Hank's.
We already had one Quicksilver die, George. You want the other one to die too?
I don't mind. He is a good Quicksilver. I do like the other Quicksilver more, but he's funny. Which they didn't use.
There's too many comedy. There's too many comedy characters in this one. You have
two.
You have Quicksilver. You have Nightcrawler. You have like Scott sometimes becomes a comedic.
That's a problem.
And then there's like one other too, like Beast. Beast is like his character. His character has not changed since the first film they introduced him in. His character, the only
thing he actually changes, he actually wants to build X-Men.
Yes. He's the only one supporting the idea that they need to actually
militarize themselves. Yeah.
Because Professor X is like, no, I don't want to make soldiers. I want to teach people to love each other and give hugs. And it's just like... But yeah, like, the only thing that changes for Professor Hank... He's not a professor, Dr. Hank. I thought he was a doctor.
He's doctor, but he's not professor.
Okay.
At least, for his mind, professor only just Professor X.
Okay. So, all he does is, oops, I forgot to take my medicine, I'm Beast now. Literally, that's his only trope in every movie, is like, I'm Beast now, gonna fight. It's like, give the man more feeling. Like,
I have something with Raven. Oh, Raven's here. Oh, Mystique's here. Oh, I still love her. That's it.
It's like the friend zone guy, where it's just like, well, I would love to date you, but you won't date me, so whatever.
Yeah.
I know you love Professor X.
Fine. Hank's fine. Mystique has nothing to do with this movie. She still needs to be here.
At least in the cartoon show, like, you know, Beast, like, he's smart. And he's like the exposition man in X-Men. Like, when Professor X goes, I feel something bad's happening. And he does do this in this movie, where he's like, well, I have all this science around me.
So Beast is fine. Beast is totally fine.
No,
the problem is...
It's not done in the right way. Like, he's literally just like, okay, Beast, thanks for adding that. No, Beast is part of the X-Men. He's like, no, I found this, and now here's my opinion of what we should do. But they don't really do that.
Yeah, he's not a leader. His saying has no weight.
It's X-Men. It's a team. It's every member should have equal footing. Yeah, the professor's the leader.
They spread the original Beast into two. The Beast we see in the movie and Mystique. That's a lot of character. Supposedly, what Beast should have become a strong mentor for every student. No, everyone is looking up to Mystique.
Yeah, she becomes kind of the Jesus of mutants.
Yeah. Like, no, that's Jean Grey.
No. No one knows who Jean Grey is. But so the her saving the president, that means all mutants are good now. Like, that just proves it.
Yeah.
Because from then on out, everyone's like, well, I guess mutants are okay.
Because Mystique.
Because Mystique. And like, all the mutants want to be like Mystique. And it's like, there has to be other things.
Because they put Mystique into a very, very weird place, because she's supposed to
becomes the leader in a way.
But she's supposed to be neutral, half
she's
good,
the neutral.
half bad. She's still trying to be neutral.
She's supposed to be pure neutral.
Yeah, but she can't, because everybody's looking at her like, oh, it's Mystique, our savior.
At the very end, she's teaching the new X-Men how to be X-Men.
So she is more Professor X than Professor X.
How can she ever turn into a bad guy? Because she becomes a bad guy eventually.
Probably not going to, because you can't.
In the first X-Men movie, she was a villain, but she was a quiet minority.
That's it.
She was the creature in the dark, right?
She was not important in the first 3 movies.
Yeah,
That's 1, 2, 3.
She was important in that Magneto needed something.
Yes, and then
but she got it.
Stab her in the back. Oh no, you're not mutant now. Luffy already bye. But
that's the third movie. Bye. We don't talk about the third movie because that doesn't count. Because they ruined everything with that. But it's it's just like, how are you going to connect even more dots when you're setting up so many new puzzles? It's gonna collapse.
It's better support your own way. Just disregard the things if you hinder what it's supposed to need to be.
But what this movie shows, it's not that easy, because the people are gonna go, I don't want to get rid of this part because I like this part.
Now who's at fault at that?
And I think people like this part, so I'm gonna keep this part in.
That? That's director and the screenwriter's fault.
So how do you get a committee together to piece together a movie that isn't gonna be bogged down with all these little details?
They need a lot of sacrifice.
That's my fear. It's like the fourth movie's gonna be the sacrifice, where like, okay, half the shit you saw all dies. It's gonna be like the world gets hit by a meteor or some shit. And it's like
one word. Phoenix.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that would make more X-Men sense, right?
Because they are hinting in the end it's going to be about Phoenix. Probably it's the road to the Phoenix Saga, because we are dealing with...
Throughout the movie, she has dreams of the end of the world.
Yeah.
Now, what they're trying to make you think is, oh, it's Apocalypse. Because obviously, right, his name's Apocalypse. Yeah. It's the end of the world, yada, 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 boom.
His name is not even Apocalypse. We don't even actually call him Apocalypse.
No, they don't name him the entire movie.
No, he has no name. Oh, he says his name, yeah. We don't remember.
It's Egyptian.
Something.
Like pure Egyptian.
Old language.
Yeah, like people, like even Egyptians are like, what the fuck? What kind of language is that? Because it's original.
Not original.
Yeah, it's like because current Egyptians like Arabic, right?
It's more Arabic.
Yeah. So, but the point is like his name is his original name. They don't even take the time to name the man.
No.
It's like, oh, what should we call him? He has 4 men.
Like the 4 horsemen, they don't talk to each other. Like, they don't even call him master. They just do things. They don't even talk.
Okay, so Age of Ultron. You see from the bad guy's point of view, they're planning. They're talking to each other.
Yes, at least
none of that happens in this movie, and I think it needed it. I think you needed the 4 of them to literally sit around and go, what are we doing? Like, why are we doing this? And Apocalypse would go, oh, I'm doing this because this reason, And then we would all go, okay, he's a bad guy, and maybe he's a little, eccentric, but he has his goals, and it's understandable why these people would work for him, other than he's just a big badass. Right?
Yeah. Instead... That's why Magneto shouldn't be here. His presence will lose the space. You will keep mentioning.
He was the only.
He will lose the space for the Apocalypse.
He was the only one that actually got scenes like that with Apocalypse, where he's like Charles is going, "Don't do it, bro. Don't be evil, guy." And then you would see in Magneto's eyes, he's like, "Should I not be evil? I don't know." And then Apocalypse would look at him and go, just like, dude, what's going on?
I think it's my power too. So annoying.
It's like, what's going on, man? Why are you looking at that guy? And why are you furrowing your eyebrows and going, I'm conflicted? Here's my problem with Magneto. Too much confliction of the character Magneto. They kept on going, hey, remember when Magneto's parents got killed by Hitler in Auschwitz? You don't? Let us show you. Hey, you remember this?
Hey, remember we just killed his wife and daughter at the same time in one arrow.
Well,
by accident.
Well, no, that wasn't, hey, remember, that's, oh, no, we're going to do that now. By the way, he's had this happen to him shit tons of times.
Yeah.
Let's remind you why he's so pissed off. And, like, in the first, the not Days of Future Past, but the First Class.
First Class.
The only thing he's regretting in this life is that humans suck.
Yeah.
And that's Magneto to me. It is like, even in the first films, like X-Men X2, Magneto doesn't want revenge per se. He just hates how humanity is just a bag of dicks. And he feels like his people, mutants, have a better grasp on how to deal with situations around, like, the situation of mutants and all that.
So, that is a very, very good point, Eli. It's very, very good. But the movie we have now failed us to present us the Apocalypse is the way for Magneto to get his goal.
Yes. But, yeah, you're right. But it's not established enough other than cookie cutter reasons, i.e.,
I can destroy and rebuild lah.
there's not even that. Like, here. If you want to go easy mode and have it make sense, have it be that Apocalypse goes to Magneto, reads his mind or whatever, because he has that power. I don't give a shit. And he goes, okay, Magneto, I'm going to make an offer to you. I'm going to make a world where when you can have a family and it'll never happen to you ever again, and or go even farther and say, I'll bring your family back from the dead,
or just show him a vision of, this is the war I'm going to build, a peaceful war for the mutant kind, a better,
and it could all be bullshit. It could all be just complete.
We don't see any of
complete
that.
Magic bullshit that he's gonna kill him as soon as he's done with them.
Yeah.
But no, he's just...
We just don't know why Magneto trusts Apocalypse.
He's just angry. Like even...
That's just so weak.
Even Professor X basically goes, stop being emotional. I understand because I look into your mind. That's and I true. Feel what you feel. But let's think about this for a second. This guy wants to kill everyone. Isn't that the exact opposite thing you want? Isn't that what Hitler did?
That's very convincing, Eli. You are better. You are really good, Professor X.
I would, yeah. If he said that only was what 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. He said a lot more in the movie, and it wasn't as convincing, obviously, because it's exactly like Hitler. Isn't this exactly like the Nazis? What are you doing? That and then Magneto could go, oh, but I'm a villain at heart. It's like, you want to be a Nazi? And he would be like, no. It's like, then fucking stop. And at the very end, he stops. So it just proves that it's just like, there's no reason for that conflict.
Okay. Magneto stopped just because Xavier's dying.
I honestly am not sure why he stopped, other than he needed to stop because otherwise everyone...
His family is in...
everyone would die.
He's choking
Raven.
He's choking, yeah.
Mystique.
That's
Mystique is getting choked. Like, in the trailer, she gets choked. That's a pivotal scene, I guess, because that's the ending. And that's... and she's getting choked.
She has no real powers against the Apocalypse.
She's the main character of the story. Like,
well, she's the weakest of all three.
She's perfect in all the other movies because her power means something.
Yes,
because it's a world of espionage.
Yeah,
and what's the best power of espionage? Blending in with everything and being in you when you fucking want.
Agree.
That is the most superpowered power ever. If we're talking about just getting what you want and learning shit and winning against politics.
Yes.
But when you're talking about an actual fight, like with superpowers and explosions and blah, 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 blah. Even in the comics, it's like she had like laser blasts, right? Like
no, she doesn't have that.
I thought she was like super strength or something.
She's good martial artist. That's it.
So, but she could fight, right? And she could hold her own.
Yeah, in the movie she can too, but not with Apocalypse. No, she cannot even fight Psylocke.
She can't fight the Four Horsemen.
No.
I mean, they take care of themselves, but the point being is, like, if they ganged up on her, she'd be screwed.
Yeah,
you know?
totally.
So, and
I don't know what she say other than she's the moral support. She's the moral of the thing because everyone looking up for her.
She's the Superman of this movie, whereas it's like she is the reason why people have to do things, but she herself doesn't really do enough to go, oh, she helped the situation. Like, literally, she's... so many characters in this movie, I just realized, go, I know exactly what's going on. I'm not going to tell anybody until we need to, but I know it. Like, there's the CIA woman who went there in the first place and started this mess. It's her fault that this is all happening. It's her fault.
That's accident, so it's not her fault.
If she wasn't curious about a stupid cult asshole,
eventually they will let the sunlight to get on freaking stones.
No, they wouldn't, because this has happened for 300,000 years and it hasn't happened once.
So do you think Magneto should just kill her so everything will be solved? Because it's her fault that fucking he needs to save the other guy, so he's the power guy.
Well, no, because his family would still Oh yeah, you're right. It is her fault because the earthquake happens and the thing.
She caused the earthquake.
Oh my god, yeah. If she didn't fuck everything up, none of this would have happened. If she didn't put her fucking nose into this stupid... Like, the cult wasn't even doing anything bad. They were just going, ayeeb, ayeeb, ayeeb. That's all they were doing. They weren't making a super weapon.
Professor X is the most horrible lover ever.
Yeah, he erases her mind. But
and then he regain her mind. Why?
Because he's learned.
He wants to date her, so
no, he's learned a valuable lesson of fucking with people's memories, and because Apocalypse was gonna do that, and so he was like, oh well, I don't want to be like him, so I'll give her back her memories.
Where did you get that?
That's just, you have to assume because they don't tell you shit, but
still, if I was the CIA agent, I would just slap his face. So what
that
the fuck?
That would have been great, though, right?
What the fuck?
What's the... If you have free will and someone who can fuck with you admits that they have fucked with you, wouldn't you punch them in the fucking face even if they were your, like, best friend in the world? Yes.
Yeah.
Would they have a bad relationship? Maybe, but that's at least realistic. That at least feels right. And then you would go, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
instead of
punishment for that.
Yeah, instead it's just like, haha, surprise.
Oh, I don't remember now. Oh.
Surprise. And it's just like, yeah, that it was like.
And then I'm going to give you some what's the annihilator? What's a machine they call the robot in the film?
Oh fuck!
And then she gave it them. Who else can give him those robot?
That like what are they called? The Manhunters or whatever?
No, Manhunters is DC.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, I thought like the little guy was making the robots.
Yeah. I think she gave to them. Who else? So, I'm not going to punch you, but I'm going to give you that.
It's thrown in there to be like everyone's happy now, and it's like no. Civil War proves you don't need everyone to be happy. You just need everyone to have reason for wanting to be happy. So if there's hope, eventually there will be a happy ending. That's good enough. We don't need... But if you Batman Superman it, where it's like Superman's dead and everyone's sad and we gotta form the Justice League because reasons and things and there's a storm coming and it's like, no, that doesn't work.
And then the Coven, and then
Superman comes back. It's like, yeah, no shit. It's like you can't have a Justice League movie without Superman. Anyway,
don't talk about that movie. And
this movie isn't that bad.
No, it's not that bad. We just need someone. The director need to throw something away to cut the shit and then have a compose a better story, because this story direction is fine.
It has the hints of the other movies, but it's starting to become like the first movies.
Yeah, it's making it feel like X1 for me, especially if I see
people like X1 though, so you can't be like X1's a bad film because people will go, "Fuck you, I like X1."
I don't hate this movie. I don't like it either. I don't like X1 either.
What I want is to prevent is another X3, because X2 was okay. People generally agree that people liked X2. So it's not we're going in a wrong direction. It's just we're starting to repeat ourselves.
It just shows something that we're worried about.
We're not trusting our abilities to keep original. Like, oh, we gotta start doing stuff, or else the fans will get angry. Or I don't know what the reason is, but it's starting to feel like we're losing the idea of what makes X-Men fun and interesting.
At least it's losing what makes the new ones good.
Because like the new ones started everything over, and
X1
added their own spice to it.
The first class and the day feature, it's good because it still waver with some politics and some, which is very important. Even for the previous the 1, 2, 3, it's all about the civil rights, about the mutant right, and then can you cure human? If you cure the mutant, and if you can cure the mutant, do you want to? Which should be it's a good message. We don't have any real message in this movie. Which is the biggest problem, biggest thing of this movie.
The message is having friends is more powerful than being all powerful.
You can have this message like anime usually
it's
has
anime,
this,
yeah.
But
like,
no, we need more. But this is X-Men. We just need more. Be more.
The power of love and friendship will. It's My Little Ponies.
No, it's not. But
it's not. It's not that gushy, but like it's like that's the theme. Oh my god! And there's people screaming. But that just proves that we're talking too much.
So
I like the movie.
I'm okay with the movie. I don't hate it. I
wasn't bored. I wasn't insulted.
Yeah. I wish it's better.
There's plot holes.
Yeah, plenty.
Which concern me.
Yeah.
But is it what the critics say? No.
Maybe it is. Yes, we just not.
What the critics say, they were panning the shit out of it.
I didn't even read the critics.
They were saying we're back to where we started with X-Men movies, and I'm like
kind of back to X1.
But no, they're saying like this is X3 already.
No, it's
and
not.
it's just like it's
not
totally
bad.
not that
it's
bad.
Not that bad. But it does have something. Is the worst Stan Lee cameo.
That's not well. So you say that's not the best Stan Lee cameo he's ever had.
I think it's the worst Stan Lee have a cameo.
It's just him being an old person and scared.
He's
a scared old guy.
He to be so fun, but he's
it's dramatic. Yes, yeah. Every cameo he's been in, he's always been like funny, or he's just been like, "Hi, I'm here," and then he steps out, right? He's never been like used as a piece of actual story material that should create something for the audience other than going, I guess that's Stan Lee. Like that should be his only, because when he came up, I heard people laughing, and it's like, this is a scene that does not require laughter.
Yeah,
this is all the nuclear bombs are being launched.
Yeah,
and you're assuming we're all gonna die now because everyone's fired their nuclear missiles. Where are they going? We don't know where they're going yet.
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm going, they launched them. He's launched them against each other, and we're gonna have Fallout 4 here. It's just like,
and then we are left. But
then here comes Stan Lee going, "Oh no, nuclear bombs, not that." And
did he even say that?
No. He's just a scared old man with a scared old wife. And you're like, well, that's okay. He's an old man worried about dying. It's like, he's Stan Lee.
Yeah, he's too old.
you're staring and going, hey, that's Stan Lee.
Like,
why is he scared?
I remember another bad one. Well, it's from X3. He was like flowering, the water god.
He's a water guy.
He's watering, yeah, whatever. So, next movie
I don't know.
would be Mr. Sinister. About he's going to clone Jean Grey. It'll be about and then the movie come out after that will be Phoenix Saga. La 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 la. It's going to happen.
I know. The problem is the closer they get to the present, it's gonna become
It'll be nice.
X-Men again.
What
by that I mean
topic they can use.
They're gonna have this
anyway.
They're gonna have the same problem they had with the original X-Men. It's like they couldn't keep that gravy train going. They got Wolverine going,
yeah.
but that's because Hugh Jackman, sexy pecs. He's a cool character. He kills people. Bub.
It's a nice cameo for Wolverine anyway.
Yeah, it was nice. It's like, oh look, here's Wolverine. They made him. Although I'm sure if you look at the original like Wolverine Origins, I'm sure it happened a lot differently.
Way different
than the way they did it in this movie.
Yeah.
So,
but it's fine. That's fine.
Whatever.
Yeah. Even for the original 403, the X-Men, the Wolverine is different too. So whatever, it's fine. That's funny. It's okay.
It's a good cameo.
So for people who don't know, do you want to watch or not? It just depends your mood. You feel you want to spend some money to have fun? Yeah, sure. Go watch.
Did you like the other movies? This one kind of continues that trend, but you will
kind of drop the ball, but
you will notice there's a difference. And I'd be interested to see like if you care about that or not. Because like for me, it was okay. Didn't kill it for me. Like. Yeah, would I go see the next movie?
Yeah, I will.
I probably will.
Yeah.
Like when I saw like X2, I was like, this is pretty good. I don't think I need to see another one. Then I watched X3 and I'm like, this is death.
Yeah. You don't feel like a funny movie. That's for sure.
Because you can usually tell when a movie's outstayed its welcome. Like I felt that way about the Batman. The third one.
Really?
The third one.
Even Batman Forever?
I'm not talking about original. I'm talking about Christopher Nolan.
Oh, the third one is supposed to be the end anyway.
I know, but it felt like it didn't have as much power as the first two. And I felt if they were to do another one, it wouldn't work.
I like that movie, but I do feel that's good, and that's end. So it's cut in. It's fine.
I just think it's like they did everything they could, or they didn't. They weren't able to do what they could have done because Heath Ledger died.
Yeah.
So like this movie just didn't have the spirit because everything just got thrown on its head.
Yeah.
So that's why I felt like okay, this is the end of the series for real because it feels like it's the end. It feels like they don't want to do anymore.
You feel it can still going. Should be.
I feel like they want to begin actually doing X-Men stuff now. Like all the stuff is like we're doing we're setting up the board game where we're getting all the characters in place. Soon we'll be able to play it. Like soon we'll actually see what this board game's like, and then we get to see how good the movies are. Like, do they understand X-Men or are they just pretending? And this was all like, oh, well, I'm just going to make a movie that has the X-Men, but it's just going to be a movie.
We'll see. We'll see what if next movie still is as bad as this one. I will feel bad about it.
I mean, if it's
this is kind of
I won't feel bad if it's as bad as this one because then I'll be like, at least they kept trying. But if it's worse, yeah, I'm gonna feel bummed out.
So, but of course, I'm waiting for Deadpool 2 more than the following movie.
Because that series has
it's
propulsion.
In good hand. It's in good hand.
It's already fired up in the sky and it's going to outer space. Maybe eventually it'll come back down, but right now the second movie can only get better. One assumes, right? Because they have money now.
So
money doesn't make everything.
Let's conclude this.
I thought we did.
Oh, this is a conclusion. Okay, so if you want to watch it. It's not lost. It's okay.
I had fun.
Yeah, I had fun. Kind of fun.
Fun.
Better than Batman v Superman for sure.
Anything's better than that, honestly. Even Angry Birds was better than
X3?
Okay. X3 is pretty bad. I didn't realize how bad X3 was when you go, oh, is it better than Batman and Superman? Batman and Superman's actually better than X3. Because at least there's stuff in it that you're like, okay, at least Batman has reasons to do things, and like Superman doesn't, but at least there's like Batman's good in the movie, right? Like everyone agrees Batman's good in that movie.
Alfred's good in the movie.
Batman's good. I like the Batman parts. I like it when it was like Bruce Wayne's walking around being cool guy.
Okay, so that's it. Guys, have fun.
Bye.